I've been doing a lot of cleaning, and I dug this out. It's the teac 6010 amplifier. I had bought several years ago, several years ago, the whole teac 6010 deck, and the performance was poor on the deck. I never liked it. I feel bad I scrapped the deck because now I want another 6010 or preferably a 7010 so that I can take it and modify it, because now I've got a design down that would work excellent for the deck. So I've got this preamplifier sitting here now. As you can see, you've got your 2-deck 8-pin lead that goes. You've got your erase record head lead. You've got your line outs. You've got your DIN inputs and outs. You've got line in, and you've got your playheads. Now the playhead, they used RCA. That way you could simply unplug from the playhead right here, and a lot of the amplifiers and receivers back in the day used to have an RCA playhead input. That way you could go through. And plus, the other thing you could do then would be you could take another deck, run into here, and use another amplifier for, if you had 2 decks, you could swap the amplifiers essentially and do, put Ys in here and different things where you could do sound on sound. By defeating your erase heads, you could mix your signal for your playback head, and then do some interesting things with that. So I've got this sitting here. Now I don't want to simply pitch it, I want to use it. I told some of you sitting in the back, I have to dig it out and probably tweak it a little bit now that's been sitting for so many years. I had built my own reel-to-reel deck. I don't like the amplifier I built for it. It's a very basic amplifier. It was meant for playback only. Essentially, I think it was modified mic preamp. Back when I had built the thing, I didn't know a whole lot about electronics. I was very new starting out, but I knew a lot about engineering. So I've got this sitting here. Now, I think some of them had a separate power cord input right on the preamp, so you could easily take it apart. Now, I think the only thing that connected with this, if I remember, I'll have to take the cover off, was 2 lobe wires. And I think that was only just basically for power, and then later they started using more of the pins to sync the preamp with the DAC and different things like that. So I think essentially I could ask somebody, which I'm doing in this video essentially, that's the purpose of this video. I want to find the schematic. Now I could take, when I find the pins, I'll take and hook these up to my erase heads on my deck, and obviously hook the pins up to the record heads as well, and I'll just patch in the playback head, no problem. So that's the problem I've got, is that I don't know how many volts this runs on. The polarization is not a problem. I could goof up the polarization, not have a problem with that. But the main problem is I don't want to plug 125 volts into that and just burn the thing out, because I'm not quite sure if it does run off of 125 volts. I believe it does. I believe this has its own transformer built in, because it has little VU meter lights and different record lights, and I think some parts run off of 120 volts. Maybe it all runs off of something like 6 volts or 3 volts or something. I have no clue. So that's the problem I'm encountering here. As you can see, somebody had done some work on the thing. Some of the screws here are a little rounded out. That wasn't from me. That was when I had got this. I don't know who had serviced the thing. It looked like it had been serviced. So yeah, I'm asking though if anybody's got a schematic for this and can just send me a copy, or just tell me, hey, it's pins 1 and 2, and, reference to the tab or something, I'd really appreciate that. So I can hook this up, get this going. The problem is with this preamplifiers, the line in pot is so bad that you can just, I'll stand up and show you. Stupid shiny stuff that sure squeaks all the time. You can probably hear it in most of my videos. So you can see a pot, the old shaft just pulls out, so I've got to put the new pot in here. The 3 pots I had erased. And I remember when I bought this thing, I had such a bad time with it because I was trying to record with shamrock tape, and I don't know how many of you remember those, but the shamrock tape is just the worst tape on the market. Shamrock's just awful. I had hooked this up. I had said, hey, I just bought this, a week ago. Let's go ahead, let's try it out. Hooked it up, ran signal into it, said, okay, let's record now. Looped up with brand new shamrock tape. I said, you know what, it's a brand new deck, I just bought the thing. Let's put some brand new tape on it. Just in a matter of, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds or something, I had a pile of shed on the floor that was, an inch deep. All the oxide just shut off the tape clean. I mean, it looked like there's no binder holding it to the tape. I mean, you just got tape that was white. I thought, hey, this looks like really funny tape, because I'd never seen shedding that bad before. I thought it was some type of weird silver backing or something that had been sprayed on the tape, and I had so much shed on the floor from that. And I had found out that it wasn't recording anything because the pot was bad. The only pots that are good in this preamp right now are the mic and the output. So at least once somebody gets me a schematic or can help me out with this, give me a call on Skype or something like that, talk me through the thing, replace that pot, and then I can start showing off that reel-to-reel deck that I had built. I think you guys will like it. It's pretty cool. It runs off of 1/2-inch tape. That's not reel-to-reel tape. It's 1/2-inch, magnetic videotape. So I think you guys will like it. It's quite interesting reel-to-reel. It uses no linkages. I never even added brakes to the thing because it was, it was quite basic. I understood engineering quite well, but at that time I was limited with the tools I had. So I think you guys will like that. It's kind of cool. So thanks for watching.